I'm very new to the Salesforce ecosystem. I just finished a master's degree in computer science. I was really excited about that. But I knew through the whole process, I kept reading in various social media, all these people with degrees in computer science really struggling to find jobs. And then once they had those jobs, they were really struggling to do well at those jobs. They didn't have mentors, they didn't have training, they didn't have good documentation. And I really didn't want to be in that situation. I wanted to go into a career where I felt like there was a lot of community and a lot of support. And so far, Salesforce has not disappointed. The community is incredible. And I mean, I think anybody watching this will relate. It's just, I've had so much help. And so one of those things is I've had a mentor who's an architect in the Salesforce ecosystem. And one of the things that he recommended to me was the Supermums consultancy course. And my perspective, I wasn't sure, I don't know. And my perspective is that this person knows more than me, so I'm going to do what he says. He recommended the course, and I'm just keeping an open mind. And I'm so thankful that I did. It has completely changed my perspective on how to approach this, how to think about it. And it has given me confidence in a level that my degree did not do. My degree taught me a lot of great skills, but it didn't give me context for using those skills. And so I guess I'm kind of getting off topic, but that's how I learned about Supermums. And at the time, and I'm still trying to figure it out, is I don't know if I want to do development or consulting, because my problem is I love it all. I love all of these fields that you can do with Salesforce, and I think it's all just so interesting, and I can envision myself just doing any of it. But taking this consultancy course has really helped me narrow things down. And even if I do go the developer route, I feel like this course is going to make it possible for me to really communicate internally and really help me, speak with my team or with the client or whoever. So I cannot say enough good things about it. Since I'm not actively working in the ecosystem yet, I can't really speak to everyone, of course, but I just really think anybody could benefit from it. And that sounds so cliche, but I mean, to give you an example, any 1 week within the consultancy course, we dig really deep into a topic. And so not only are we getting like hours and hours of videos, we have the live class, we have workbooks and templates and forums that we can download and use later, which is really important to me. And then trailhead that she recommends, like specific trails. And so, and then also outside certifications, like things that I hadn't heard of before, like Capado. And, we did a whole week on DevOps, and and then we did a whole week on like project management, like waterfall versus agile. And I had not heard of that before. And so I just feel like anybody who is new to this system can learn a lot, especially if you are a contextual learner. So with me, I really need to understand the context of something before I feel like I really own that knowledge. And that's what this course has been doing for me. And I think that would be good for a new admin, for a consultant, for a developer, anybody. Like, I think context is so important. So one thing it has done is seriously increase my confidence, because every week as she's walking us through, anecdotes and use cases and that kind of thing, I'm gaining more and more confidence, because I'm thinking I could do this. I can 100% do this. I can vision it. I can see it. I can feel it. And even better is that I have all the reference material that she gives us, so I can refer to it and practice it. Because my biggest issue with a course a lot of times is if an instructor is just lecturing and I have no written content, I'm not going to remember it, and I'm really not going to be able to use it later on. But with this, I have that. And I remembered my example. So we did a whole week on agile versus waterfall, and I had not heard of that before. And I thought, if someone had asked me prior to this course, I would have thought, oh, Agile must be a computer language. I didn't know it was a project management methodology. And so I had an interview last week, and the HR person was like, well, hopefully you'll understand this question because I don't. And do you prefer waterfall or agile? And I was able to be like, yes, I know this one. And I was able to speak to that. And for those who are curious, I definitely love Agile, and I learned all about it through this course. And at the end of it, she was like, oh, good, because they prefer Agile as well. And I'm like, yay. So just something like that. I mean, it was amazing. Yes. So with a different company, I had a technical interview where I was giving a demo, and it went terribly. Like, I'm pretty sure that I was presenting on the wrong tab the entire time, and nobody said anything to me until the very end. They're like, Margaret, are you presenting? And I'm like, yes. And it was awful. And I couldn't post about it on social media. And I don't care if you share this story, it's fine. But I wrote in our cohort, I'm like, guys, I just had a really awful interview and I feel terrible. And Heather was really great. She went in and wrote, and she talked about, she gave me really great advice. Like, I have a lot of experience with acting. And she's like, it's just like acting. It's like, you got to practice a lot in order to present well. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I would never just go on stage with a whole new production without having rehearsed and just assume that's going to go easily. And so that just really helped me understand I'm not inherently terrible. I just need practice. And so I started, building a path for myself to get more practice with demos. And it really helped me take away that internalization, that shame of like, oh, I'm not good enough. And it's like, no, I'm going to put this into action and I'm going to figure this out. And then, Heather even took time during one of the classes, and she just spent about 5 minutes talking about the interview experience and the demo experience. And, that really helped me. And I actually have a new technical interview later today, and I'm very nervous about it, but nowhere near as nervous as I was last time. And it's because of like this course and just that kind of support, makes a big difference. Well, two things. One is that I absolutely love knowing about more knowledge or ways to, this is why I love Salesforce, because there's so many paths to take and so many certifications to take. And I'm pretty sure every week, not only is Heather listing Trailhead modules and things like that apply to what we're learning, but she'll list more certifications that we could dig into, like, Jira certification or Agile methodology certifications. And I just feel like she's giving us all the tools to be the best of the best. And I love that, because I'd heard of Jira, I'd used it as a user before, but I didn't know that really there was a whole certification program for it. And I love that. I feel like every week I have a year's worth of content and journey that I now want to focus on. So that's one thing. The other thing, definitely all of the slides that she uses in presentations we can download, and all of the workbooks and forms and templates. I'm pretty sure we can download them, but I think she's even said at some points we can rebrand them and use them when we're working with clients. And I feel like, I don't know if it can show, if I were to print it out, it would be a packet like this huge that I wouldn't do that, but of information. And it's so, I've always been kind of a weird kid, and I love filling out forms. So I've been starting to kind of go around in my community, and I'm trying to find a business, not on any kind of timeline. And I'm like, can I just like case study your business? I'm like, you can have all of my documents and all this, but can I just practice this? So far no one's taken me up on that, but so those are my two favorite things, is pathways to more learning, both in Trailhead and other certifications. And then like all the downloads that we can have. Cause I like the videos, when the live video sessions, when she's talking to us, I get context from that and I get understanding, but I'm not going to memorize anything. So having access to these slides and workbooks so I can go back just helps so much. To me, that's that is what makes or breaks the course for me, is having that tangible content I can refer to later on. Yeah, so the number one thing, of course, is, as I said, increasing my confidence level. But the other thing, though, is I think a lot of people attracted to Salesforce are similar. I'm a very independent learner, and I feel like this course is empowering me to continue my own self-directed study. And so not only is it giving me confidence, but it's giving me a path to continue on later on. Like I think I'm still pretty early on in the course, maybe the first quarter, first half of it. And I already feel like I probably have like 3 or 4 years of extended study and of what I could just dive into to get better and better in this field. And I love that. I love that I can kind of see a path forward. All right, here's my dream. I love all the things that Salesforce can do. And I feel like everybody is underutilizing it. And I just think it's so powerful and it has so much potential. I mean, there's so much software out there. I know there's other things other than Salesforce, but this one has community and support. And you know, I've been using the internet since the 1990s. I'm aging myself, but I personally, I'm a believe that this is what's going to make Salesforce incredibly successful. And the other thing I'm really passionate about is machine learning and all of these really interesting things, that anything that takes the human process and turns it into data and numbers and equations. And I'm fascinated by that. And I think it's really important at this stage in like the human experience that we're very careful with that data and we're very smart about how we use that data. But I just think done properly and done well, combining Salesforce with things like machine learning to just fully automate so much of the things that are giving us headaches and our pain points in the work environment every day. So I don't know really what role that looks like, but I'm just really fascinated and excited to be part of anything that can take someone's pain point and turn it into something useful. I feel like that's the most exciting thing about technology, is alleviating pain and making life better, making it so we can focus on more important things like our families and the environment. And my bachelor's is in history, so I'm a real nerd for like seeing how things progress over time. And I'm just convinced like this is a big part of how we're going to evolve as a species. So yeah, I'm really enthusiastic about it.